Julio, a question or maybe two for you, if you would. I alluded to it earlier. I don't think any of us, it's futile to kind of compare experiences or trauma, and I'm in no way trying to do that. But I have to say that when I was a very young man and learning the history of the Native American community in this country and how different it was from the kind of bucolic picture of Thanksgiving that I had learned about. So when I began to unlearn all of that, there was no pilgrims and Native Americans sitting around a turkey enjoying each other. That really we dealt with, your community was robbed of your land. Genocide was just about committed, and the survivors, centuries later, were placed basically in what, with another community, we refer to as concentration camps in a country that I call home. So I remember being heartbroken about learning about all of that. That all led to histories and decades of depression, substance abuse, PTSD. The genocide and historical trauma is bad enough. I'm wondering about stigma. That's what we're here to talk about. Does that compound all of those issues? We touched on it, but I really want to give you the floor. I mean, I don't know how the Native American community made it, frankly. So talk about that incredible community trauma that you endured, and then the stigma associated with that, and then how the Native American community goes on to heal and move on today.
Wow. How long do I have?
Take as much time as you like. I made some cuts earlier. A moment.
I think that I can speak for my experience, right? Being, I'm Yakiyoeme. My tribe is a border tribe for what is now the U.S. and Mexico. And we were divided in two different areas. Arbitrarily, somebody decided that our house was going to be cut in half, and half of the people in the house were going to be American, and the other half were going to be Mexican. And if you were born in the wrong side of the house, you don't deserve the same rights as the other people, right? And that is something that has been carried from when people colonized this country and started taking everything away. And the history has been whitewashed, not just for us, but I think in general for all of the different people, the people of color, whether we're Black, Native, Indigenous, Asian, everything has been romanticized and shown under the lens and the microscope of what white people want us to believe and want others to see in order to appear to be good. So how do you reconcile the experiences of all your people with that story that is being told as a fantasy, right? When there is Disney showing the amazing story of Pocahontas as a princess who decided to go for the beautiful colonizer, when in reality we know that it was a 9-year-old child who was kidnapped, raped, and stolen from her land and put into slavery and presented as a gift in a different land. So how do you carry all that? How do you carry that? We have been told that some of us are Native American with federal recognition, some other ones are just state recognized. Some of us don't even have the right to be called natives because our tribes are not part of that treaty. But yet everything has been taken. So we've been put under one whole lens, like we're this blanket of we're all the same. All Native American, all indigenous people are the same. So retaking all that and looking back, and my people were not allowed to practice their cultural, spiritual, and religious beliefs for many centuries, and now being able to take it back, to remove that stigma of that who I am is wrong. It allows me to start looking for healing and allows me to start reconciling who I am, who I truly am, you know. And when I talk about like incorporating spiritual beliefs with my religious practices and with mental health, sometimes when I go to somebody who doesn't understand that because they don't have some of my experiences, and I say my ancestors are talking to me, I'm gonna deem as somebody who's crazy. So it's understanding that I don't have to fit under what people think is right to help me remove that stigma and understand that my experience is mine and I have the right to heal while I hold other people
And I've lost your audio, Julio. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
I I can hear you now. I don't know what's the last thing you heard, but I just said that I think that one of the most important parts is to understand that we have the right to heal.
Yeah.
And in that healing, sometimes we're going to make people uncomfortable. And it is time that we don't have to be the ones educating and making sure that the people who have oppressed us for a long time are comfortable with how we feel,
Yeah.
with our need to get better, with our need for a seat at the table.
Yeah.
With all this craziness that has happened in the last year, there's one thing that I love. I saw so many people who have never experienced oppression talking about how oppressed they have felt because of the political climate, because of a group of people that didn't make them feel safe. And they share finally a space at the table that we have been sitting at for centuries. That's the only beautiful thing that I saw. And it's time that we all get together and share those experiences for healing, not for comfortability for others.
I appreciate your transparency as you shared that, Julio. I'm gonna yield the floor to you just a little bit more as we bring this conversation to a close. I don't believe an hour's almost an hour's gone by already. I appreciate everyone's time and attention.